Okay. Welcome to the GTM podcast, episode 4. We've
Put
done
the
it.
gun down.
I'm not. No, you agreed to this.
What did it?
On the website, you are labeled as the reoccurring guest.
I didn't agree shit.
I'm in his basement. Help.
If it makes you feel any better, that basement is primo. Welcome to the GTM podcast, where we occasionally talk about what we want to talk about. Today in the podcast, we have our guest, reoccurring guest and returning guest, Mr. Gage Zadian. And we also have another guest, Mr. Mark.
That's me.
I don't know. Do you want to go by a specific username that you typically go by, or?
I don't care.
All right, so let's go call him Mark.
Just call me Mark.
Okay.
Let's go by Sausage Supreme.
We are very ill prepared for this episode. We were supposed to record it yesterday, Monday the 31st. However, a lot of complications.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. They don't need to know.
I mean, we're recording this on Monday the 31st.
We lost the Godzilla cells, and now we have to.
Oh my god, I forgot Brian was in here.
We lost the contract. We missed the rent payment. Let's think of other excuses. We had
my
to
dick
fight
broke.
a horde of aliens.
We
lost plans to the Death Star to the Rebels.
Lost the plans to the Death Star. That's the worst one.
No, dude, that shit's gonna blow up.
Who dropped the ball and gave the plans away, man? Like, who did it?
Looks at Nick.
Fuck.
Yeah, drop.
It's always the quiet ones that are guilty.
Oh yeah, also another guest, Mr. Connuh, as he goes by.
Completely forgot to say.
Connuh.
Like suck on her. Like it's not you thinking it's Connuh, but it's actually suck on her.
Suck on what?
Whatever you want.
All right, Nick. You know what I want to suck on?
Lollipops.
That's one way to say it.
Lollipop.
Fucking Charlie and the Chocolate
This should
Factory.
be a new Christopher Lee just saying lollipops is going to be my new notification.
Oh my god.
Lollipops.
You were trying to get my attention, Gage. What did you need?
Oh yeah, I was saying who stole off the plans, and I said I really wanted a hot tub.
You know that Death Star and its primo hot tubs in space.
I think he was implying that he was going to sell it for a hot tub.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Once he sells those
And
plans, he
VR.
can not only get just one hot tub, he can get probably 300 hot tubs.
So Gage, is your hot tub better than my hot tub?
Ooh.
I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. Mine's pretty fucking
I think
awesome.
I think ours is a little bit bigger. But other than that,
there's a lot of tension in the air right now.
Yeah.
Well, it feels the best after a workout. I get home, I pound a bang, and I fucking
What?
lift. I pound a bang,
Okay.
and I fucking lift to Eternal Gains, the Doom soundtrack, and I lift and curl until it's done.
There's only one way to
And then-
it's gotta be the Doom soundtrack.
And then you hop in the hot tub with your protein shake, and you decompress as you listen to a nice audiobook.
You are living life, sir.
He's living La Vida Loca.
I am. My room is all done. I just hung up a new exterior light on my front porch, and my TV is now hung on my wall above my computer, and life is pretty great. I've kind of gone back in time,
But your internet
because
is
I
not.
Yeah, your internet's not great.
Yeah, it's not great, but Starlink will be here soon, as I tell my.
Yeah.
Watch
looks
me
up at
watch me
that-
gain another 10 pounds back as soon as Starlink gets here.
He looks up at that shooting star going across the sky and goes, "Someday I'll get that Starlink. It'll happen eventually."
My life is probably going to go back to. I'm just going to be on my computer all the time. I'm going to get home. I'm like, oh, fuck, look, working out. I'm going to play Terror Day.
Working for
Whoa.
entertainment.
I don't know what happened. Like my internet just went like bonkers for a minute. It sounded like somebody got shot, and then Mark started talking.
God.
Call the police.
So not much news for today. Yanni's be a little bitch. He's probably taking a shit or something. Taking
rude.
one of them hour-long dumps.
Shit.
That's just Yanni though. Yanni is
What
world
a-
record
yeah.
shit taker.
I feel like I'm a close second.
I remember when you used to send us snaps of like the different bathrooms you take a shit in.
Yes. And I had at our high school, I had one toilet that was my throne.
One toilet.
I would
Turlet.
enter the high school every single morning, and I would wait for that toilet.
Sounds
that would be the place I
amazing.
take a shit.
See, I could not take a shit in high school. I couldn't do it.
Have you ever been in the bathroom right outside the lunchroom?
That's the last place I'd want to take a shit.
I go to the one all the way at the end, and those were always the best morning shits. I gotta say.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take a shit right outside the lunchroom ever.
Nah,
I would do everything in my power to avoid shitting at school.
yeah,
It's like if I did, I would
when you
fucking
eat
I would
bad
wait for it to be in the class, and I would like sneak out of class and shit as fast as I can. And
See, like
I couldn't use those bathrooms to poop. I didn't know what was going on with the toilet seats, dude. Like, you don't know who went in there right before you and like rubbed their dick or peed all over the toilet seat. It's like you don't know. And then if you get that like a little bit of hair on the toilet seat, you're like, what is that from?
Okay, stop
Hey, man,
making me regret my decisions as a high schooler.
You either risk getting syphil herp or you shit your pants.
Yeah, I cannot afford shitting.
Yeah, I've only a handful of times have I been at school and I've had to go poop. Like there's no other way around it.
It was a last resort. The pooping.
The only time that I really had a problem was when I had smooth move 2-3 days before.
Smooth move?
It is a tea that has laxatives in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you drink it, it doesn't work until a day or two later.
See, for me, when I was in high school, I made it my prime objective to never take a shit in school. But there were those occasions like I really have to go take a shit. So I would call my brother and be like, "Hey, I need you to come get me from school because I have to take a shit real bad." And he would come and get me, and I'd go home like halfway through the day and just take a shit at home.
That's actually kind of funny.
There's nothing better than knowing that everybody's in the middle of history class or some shit, and you're taking a shit on the throne, you know?
Thick ass shit.
I still graduated. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder. So we've all watched Ned's Classified, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Holy shit! Core memory unlocked.
I wonder. Does anyone remember the tip of going to the bathroom at school where they say to go, or where he said to go to the nurse's office? Does anyone remember that one? Well, I remember that one. So every time, even now, while I'm working, every time I go to use like the staff bathroom while I was in school, use the public restroom, I'm like, oh, I should go to the nurse's office, see if that works. And I did it once. Now that I'm remembering, I did it once. And it wasn't special. And then she had to call home to my dad because I said I had a stomach ache.
See, like for me, what would happen is the reason why I had to take a shit at home was because typically the night before I ate a bag of flaming hot fries, and I knew I was gonna have a spicy shit, and I'm not dealing with that at school because kids in high school are fucking assholes. So
Yeah. Everyone always had something to say when I was taking a shit, and I didn't feel bad.
because you step out of there and you're like 8 feet tall. So what the fuck are they
there's
gonna
that.
do?
But there's also like, well, it's either I'm shitting here or I'm shitting my pants. I'd rather be made fun of when the doors and when the stall's closed than be made fun of in front of my face, you know?
I get that. I get that.
What's
So,
on our itinerary, Nick?
so not much news really. All I did my part.
Your part.
I did some games research. Pushes glasses to forehead.
Doesn't even own glasses.
Actually I do.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
the game news that we have so far is that Netflix, Ripley's Believe It or Not, wants to start their own games business, which everybody is against.
Haven't they? Like, isn't that been news or is that something new?
So it's a new thing. Like they already have like streaming things on there for like, hey, you can watch Minecraft story mode on Netflix and choose your own options in the menus. And they also have interactive shows like Black Mirror for some episodes. So I mean, I guess they're kind of like mixing the two together and like making their own game streaming service along with like the choose your own adventure thing.
That's...
But after
Right.
that, the next bit is I have all of the major releases for June. So we're gonna do a quick rundown of that. First up, we have Edge of Eternity. I don't know what that is. Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade.
Okay.
Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Hell yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
Guilty Gear Strive.
No.
Thanks, Brian. Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart.
It's Ratchet.
Shut the fuck up, Brian.
Rogue Book. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Mario
Also
Golf
Ratchet.
Super Rush.
Oh hell yeah, love me some Mario Golf.
I'm gonna be honest, that game does look pretty fun.
Mario Golf, get hard for Mario Golf, yo.
If only it wasn't Nintendo.
What?
What?
If only it was Microsoft making the Mario Golf game.
Yeah.
Mario Halo.
Jesus Christ.
Halo Mario.
Halo Golf?
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. That's a good idea, actually.
Scarlet Nexus.
What?
It's kind of like it's an anime game being made by Bandai.
Give us a synopsis.
I don't really remember much from the trailer. It's have you ever seen the game Code Vein?
Yes.
It kind of looks like that.
Okay.
Disgaea 6 Defiance of Destiny. That's the final release for June.
It's a turn-based anime game.
The last bit of game news that I have is we have Far Cry 6 gameplay that was shown off a couple days ago. Where the only bit that I really remember from it is that you can have a alligator as like a pet or like a companion.
That's pretty cool.
And you can also have a dachshund as a
Who the fuck
companion.
does not... No. I mean, you know, having a dog as a pet's cool and everything, but who the fuck would not want an alligator? Like, come
Dude,
on.
I would 100,000% take the wiener dog over the alligator.
And it's cool and everything, but
No.
how many times in life can you say, "Oh, hey, look, I have an alligator as a pet"?
How many times can you say they've unleashed the attack wieners?
That's a good point. I
mean,
can't deny that.
The game, from what I've seen so far, looks like it's just going to be like kind of a mix of, you know, classic Far Cry and what's the other like kind of like a Borderlands kind of thing. Like the guns look kind of crazy. You can play as either a male or female. I know in most of the gameplay it only shows the female protagonist, but you can also play as a guy. The world map was shown off. I mean, it looks. There's nothing really spectacular about it. So
It's a world map.
yeah, pretty much. That's really all I have to go off of on that. Personally, I'm not really interested in it. I might pick it up on a sale, or if I watch more gameplay and it looks really fun, then I might get it. But from what I've seen, I'm not 100% sold.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm about the
Yeah.
same.
There's also Far Cry 7.
My God, Brian.
I wouldn't be surprised. The last Far Cry I played was actually Far Cry 5, and I just
Spectacular. I liked it.
I did not enjoy it.
I loved it. You have to fight crazy Christians.
Yeah, I mean that is that's a fun side to it, but
I liked it because like the game, the villains were like these. It's not Christianity to a T. It's like a spin off of Christianity. It's like it's a weird one. It's like like it's not all Christians are the same. Like you have Baptists, you have fucking I don't know the other subtypes.
the
I
other
don't know.
ones.
Yeah, and these guys just kind of like made their own religion based off of Christianity, and they are just absolutely batshit crazy. And I love the fact that a lot of Christians called it this game is terrible. How could they do? How dare they? How dare they mock our religion? When in reality, I mean, it's like
the religion's a little fucked up.
I wanted to play a game where I had to fight some crazy Christians.
I didn't know how much I needed this until I got it.
You can use the wiener dog as a distraction against enemies. They just go ahead and pet it.
I'm telling you,
You're just
that's gonna be.
You're gonna send the fucking wiener dog to get pet, and you just come out of nowhere and slice their fucking throats while your dog's getting a nice pet.
That's literally what I just saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't watched shit, so that was just a good guess at that point.
So
It's fine. Sounds like
besides Far Cry, not much else for the games section. A little tiny thing insert here.
What about
If
sorry.
no, go ahead.
I got some to add if anybody cares about Dying Light 2.
Oh, go ahead.
That was recently talked about again.
it's on hold on, let me go check and see if it's still there.
It's on Steam.
It's on the Steam, yeah.
Yeah. We gotta,
so they didn't say anything about it for like almost over a year. A lot of people thought the game was like canceled or something. But they came out like a week or so ago, and
it came out?
No. I'm sorry. They came out like Techland came out like a week ago, and had this big reveal, talking about like the game. Like, yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah, we're still working on it. And then they announced a release date and a new gameplay trailer, and it looks sick.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited.
We got a release date for
December
it,
7th.
December 7th.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know what game I wanna see an update on though is fucking Dead Island 2.
Good lord.
Do you remember the trailer for that game like back in 2014?
No, yeah, it was sad.
We haven't got
girl.
No. That's the Dead Island. Yeah, the first trailer for the first game. Yeah, but the second game had its own trailer where like it takes place in Los Angeles, and like the trailer is essentially like this guy who like goes for a jog, but he's like this super douchebag, and like he's like just running down the street, and then you just look behind him, you see like people like fighting off zombies and getting killed by zombies, and then he starts to like get tired, and then he realizes he got bit, and he turns into a zombie. So he's just kind of like shambling down the street, and then Jack Black in a van shows up, kills him, and takes his shoes. So I am deeply saddened to hear that we have no information on it for like the past 6 years or 7 years. They're pulling a cyberpunk right now.
See, you say that, And yet, Cyberpunk actually released a game.
Albeit not perfect.
It is
They
a game.
released.
I said it's a game. So
This
I'm
is
not
just
wrong.
sad.
I wouldn't count it as a fucking game. Fucking
Such a
trash.
sad
Oh my god.
outcome.
Brian, so
What do you count as fucking stupid shit? Besides that, there was we will be getting a Battlefield 6 teaser on June 6th, I believe is the last I saw from a news article, and then also a well-known leaker for the Battlefield community said that we would possibly get a Battlefield 6 alpha in July
Oh,
after EA Play. So like they're gonna
that'll
do like
be fun.
their whole spiel about, oh look, Battlefield 6, look at how cool it looks. Oh yeah, by the way, you can play it tonight. So
That I'm kind of excited for that actually.
I
I've been
hope
playing
that
3 games.
I hope that's how it works. I hope that that's the truth because I want to see more of that shit.
I really hope it's gonna be good this time.
I've already seen the teaser because it was leaked online, but there was like some like weird thing blocking most of the screen, so you can really only see like the outside edges, so you get a rough idea of it. But a lot of people are talking about how there's juggernauts and there's robot dogs and shit like that.
That's
Also,
that doesn't sound good.
I kind of want to see what we're dealing with.
It sounds like they're pulling a like a Black Ops 3.
I mean, if anything, I hope because I mean it seems like they're going futuristic, but not super futuristic because they still use VTOLs.
So maybe it's
And
Black Ops 2 then.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it's not a fucking what do you call it? Advanced warfare. You know.
If it is that, I'm gonna play the beta, and that's about it. That's all I'm gonna give it. Because all the shit they added, if they add all that to Battlefield, Battlefield's already been tainted in my eyes. I don't want it to be that tainted.
Right. Besides that, I don't have much game news beyond that. That's really all I have. The next little thing I wanted to move on to real quick was to see where Matt and Brian are with their Pokemon playthroughs and what games they're on.
Matt. Oh, he's
All right.
not here. Well, he's on I think
Hello?
well, I'm on White 2. Pokemon White 2.
I think the last I heard from Matt was that he beat Red and Blue. Cause he's in Kanto right now. I'm not sure what game that's from. I'm not well versed in the Pokemon games.
It's in multiple games.
Yeah.
Do you know when Kanto first showed up?
Probably
Red.
the first game. Yeah.
Okay, so if he's still in Kanto, he actually might be in Blue.
Or
No, he finished Blue. He
Yeah,
finished Yellow. He
Okay.
finished.
isn't he on to I want to say
He's
Light
on
Blue for
Emerald.
some reason.
I remember now.
Oh, okay.
He's on Emerald
Emerald. Okay. So
with
who's in
Trico
Emerald?
on his team.
And so is your guys' goal just to try and not necessarily speed run Pokemon, but just try and get through it as fast as you guys can?
Him, it's to play every Pokemon game. I am trying to catch every Pokemon.
Got it.
Gotta catch every Pokemon?
Oh, look who
Yeah.
decides to show up.
Oh shit, dynamite.
So we went through the game section. We talked about Matt and Brian's Pokemon playthrough. Do you have any sort of tech news, Mr. Yanni, sir?
3080 Ti and 3070 Ti.
I was gonna say he's got plenty.
What do you got for us?
All hail 1080 Ti.
3070 Ti is correctly priced. 3080 Ti had a last minute price change and now is overpriced.
The 3070 Ti is going to be overpriced after launch.
Yeah, but if you're just looking at MSRP, it's only $100 more. The 3080 Ti, the 3080 is $700. The Ti is $1,200. And honestly, it's more of a 3090 Mini. They should have done like a 3090 LT, like a light or something like that, because it is, I believe, using the same chip and everything as a 3090. It's just
3090 SE.
It's just, yes, it's just missing half the RAM. And then we have Best Buy doing a drop on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday the 3rd, right?
Yep, and it's 7:30 a.m. People can get tickets. And at 9 o'clock, we open for GPU purchases for those who have tickets. And at 10, we just open for normal business.
Awesome.
How do you get tickets?
You show up in line 7:30 a.m.
Oh,
I was going to
so
say
you might want to get there at like 4 or 5.
You probably want to get to the night before, because I can tell you people at Micro Center still camp out.
God.
Yeah, no.
I was going to say
like,
that in order to get a ticket, you have to like buy a shit ton of like 1060s until you get the golden ticket that says, "Hey, you can now own a 3080."
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie.
Charlie Brown. Charlie in the chocolate. Charlie in the chocolate factory.
His name is Charlie Bucket, you fuck.
clip that.
God. But except that it's just like you go on a tour of this fucking Chinese factory, and while you're there, the Oompa Loompas all jump out windows on the suicide nets.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God. This isn't China.
Close to it.
Where are those cards made, Johnny?
China.
I think there are. No, it's probably it might be Korean.
Okay.
Well, if they get it from TSMC, then it's got to be Taiwan.
I was about to say Korea or Taiwan, because it's TSMC and what's the other one?
Supermicro.
No. Damn, can't think of it. But yeah, anyways, you line up the night before, because I can tell you every single night at Micro Center, there's already 10-15 people in line the night before. By the time the line actually hits, there's already like 50 people in line. That is every single night.
So what you're telling me is we're getting in line at 12 a.m.
And I would, if I actually had off and didn't have to run it, but I'm running it.
Damn.
So
you
I'm probably gonna let, like, I don't know, there's probably gonna be 20 grand just slipping through my hands that morning alone. It's gonna be Richard and I.
You gotta work the drop.
Yeah.
That's
Ryan wanted me to work it, just rubbing it in my face. Told him otherwise I'd just be pulling my car up to the sidewalk and just sleeping in my car.
Hey, can we get some fuck Ryans in chat?
No, I really don't care. Because I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and get that. It's if I'm presented with it, then yeah, maybe, but I still have to think about it.
Should get you a 3070.
On the off chance that for some reason, some magical reason, we don't have 40 people line up at the door, and then 10 o'clock comes around, he did say I can buy one, because at that point it's fair game. So if that's the case, that'd be great.
Imagine you at like.
I think if that does happen,
holding one, sitting at Geek Squad and just waiting, and then just watching the clock tick down and hoping 40 people don't come in the next 3 minutes.
Right.
If that happens, if there is one available, then it's like a gift from God.
Yeah, it's an absolute sign. It's like I have to pour money into this. I have to get it.
Yeah. Or like 10 o'clock rolls around and like somebody's like, "Oh, actually found an extra one in the warehouse."
Yeah, right. Dude,
So
that'd be Trenton coming in clutch. She'd be like, "Oh, look what I found! Wow,
It just came out of nowhere.
yeah, that's so weird."
I wonder how it just landed in your hands, Yanni. That's just strange, man.
Because Ryan's like, "Yeah, I don't care. It's fair game." And money's still going to the store. Told him I'm not using employee discount, so it's like I don't get a discount on it.
have we
Yeah,
already
no
seen
one can
like
order
scalpers
online.
and what they've like marked it up to?
Yeah, that's the only thing that's gonna kill me, dude. I know there's gonna be some weird like 40 and 50-year-old like Middle Eastern dudes trying to buy them, and we're gonna let them have it because, well, gotta sell it.
You should ask him, like, so what are you upgrading from?
Or they're gonna be straightforward. I'm reselling it. They're straightforward and blunt. You can't do anything about it.
Oh, well, fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, right.
I think
Yeah,
I said this
con-
earlier, but like, I have more respect for actual bank robbers than I do for scalpers.
Well, yeah, it was more work.
Yeah.
I think that has anybody here seen that movie Fanboys?
No.
There's
I
a
know of
scene,
it.
yeah, there's a scene where like the guy behind the counter, he runs a comic book store, and he's a Star Wars fan. These guys walk in, they're Star Trek fans, and he goes, "How much is a phaser gun?" He goes, "Oh, we don't sell the phaser gun." He goes, "If you don't sell it, why is it in the case?" He goes, "We do that to suss out Trekkie bitches like yourselves."
Oh,
So what you need to do is you need to go, "I'm sorry, we don't sell cards to you guys." They go, "If you don't sell it, why you have it behind the counter?" "We do this so we suss out fucking assholes like you."
there's one thing that's insanely promising though. There are a bunch of micro centers now that have tons of CPUs and AMD GPUs in stock, like the newest ones. So it's only a matter of time before all the Nvidia cards start flooding the market at this point, because there are so many cards available now to buy, like so many 30 series cards online, and like a handful of people are buying them. Like
You
no
know,
one's buying them anymore, and the price just slowly keeps dropping.
you
And
know,
they're
I
only
get
going. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
get Linus's idea for like, oh, I'm just gonna hold like a thing where like if you want to buy one, you have to go to this link, you have to answer these questions to make sure you know things about gaming, and if you do, then we'll sell you the card. I get that, but then he also did that fucking video where he's like, I'm inviting people to come and play me in a video game, and if they beat me, they get the card at a discounted price.
Right.
Yeah.
So hey, you can either A, be lucky enough to get the card online after all these people who actually play video games get to it before you, or you can be lucky enough to live around me.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds like a YouTuber thing to do.
It's fucking stupid.
It's just about fair game still.
Nah, fuck that. All hail the 1080 Ti until it crashes and burns, baby.
Between 2080.
I have a 2080 Super.
4080 Ti.
Nerd.
Oh,
Uh,
Ti. It's a 3080 Ti. That's the other thing.
Fuck off.
Did you see it?
4080 Ti.
Did you see it?
No. Oh yes, yes I did.
If you watch the keynote, the guy says introducing the 3080 Ti, and that's the only thing he says through the whole video. I want to hit him in the face.
No, that's how you know. That's how you can spot a scalper. Like, yes, I am here to buy a 3080 Ti, and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
We don't sell ties in that. We don't sell ties in that size, sir.
Yeah.
My only thing was if they had like a whole agreement issue with like TI, Texas Instruments, but I don't think that's the case, because I didn't find anything online about it.
Yeah. I'm sure it happened at one point in time.
So, is that it for tech or?
Yeah, 3080 Ti sucks.
Alrighty.
Can't wait for Starlink.
Oh wait, what about the 660 or 6600M in the laptops? No, nobody knows about that. Am I about
I don't
to
keep
leave
up with the laptop world.
Well, basically,
That's your job.
yeah. Why are you laughing, bitch?
Your job.
My job.
Yeah, laptop world.
Oh, okay. Basically, yesterday at Computex, or the day before at Computex, AMD had a press conference, and one of the biggest things that they announced was the 6600M, 6500M, and 6300M, I think is what it is. And basically, the 6600M, performance-wise, sits right below the 3080M mobile. The 6500M sits right at 3070 levels, and then the 6300M sits right at 3060 levels, and they all are cheaper than their corresponding counterparts. So the 6600M doesn't perform as well as a 3080. It performs better than a 3070, but it's being offered at less than 3070 prices in most laptops. The review unit that's been going around is an Asus laptop, a similar model, which is the G15, just normal, has been going for like $1,800, $1,900 with a 3070 or something like that.
Right.
And the model that was revealed, that was in that video we were both watching late last night from Linus, the model that was revealed is going for $1,650, and that's with a 6600M, which is better than a 3070. So
right,
it's basically bringing a much better price to performance, and apparently better cooling than the 3000 series cards as well. So that's another fun thing if anybody's interested in a gaming laptop. Just wait a month or two until those are widely available.
right.
Ta-da! Alrighty, so onto the more section where we can talk about fucking anything besides games and tech. Me, Yanni, and Brian recently watched the Godzilla trilogy on Netflix, and it was pretty fucking good. Yanni, what did you think about it?
It's pretty solid. They did a good job of making Godzilla actually look like a legit kaiju.
Sorry to cut you off. We need to do a movie night, all of us together, where we watch Willy's Wonderland.
I thought you were gonna say Willy Wonka.
All right, now let's go.
Has anybody heard of Willy's Wonderland?
Nope.
Yes, I have yet to watch it, and I'd like to.
If you haven't heard of it, it's Willy's Wonderland is essentially Five Nights at Freddy's, but with Nicolas Cage.
And he actually whooped all their asses. He's like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
He pulled a fucking Rorschach. So I want to watch that shit, because from what I've heard from this other podcast that I listened to, it was absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah,
So I kind of want to watch that. So yeah, we watched the Godzilla animated movies on Netflix. They were pretty good. Fairly sad at the ending though. I wasn't too happy with his whole character arc, if you ask me. I don't know about you or Brian, Yanni, but I didn't like his whole.
Yeah, the ending was nuts.
He should have died. And he died.
Well, I mean, like, I don't
Spoiler
think that.
warning.
Yeah, thanks. Spoiler alert! 50 minutes ago. I mean, I think that his death
Well, I
was
didn't
not.
say his name.
Oh, you're right. Totally not the main character.
Well, you just spoiled it.
I said spoiler alert.
Thanks, Nick.
But
Thanks for spoiling a perfectly good movie.
Fuck me.
Ruining my life.
I think that his ending he didn't have to kill himself to end it
Thanks
all.
a lot, Dick.
In game. Make sure you say in game.
What?
In game.
Oh my god. I mean, like, I get the idea with the nanometal and like, oh, it's bad. We don't like that stuff. And he's like, in order to destroy this, I have to kill myself. It doesn't make sense.
A normal thing to do.
No one else was gonna pilot the machine, so he
I mean,
had to
shit.
pilot.
Get the other chick that he didn't bang and have her fly it. That's the perfect idea. Or have the scientist dude do it.
Should happily do it.
Every other character is better than him, though.
Oh, what the fuck ever. Besides that, did anybody do anything interesting since last episode?
I wasn't here last episode, so
I'm almost done with my book.
What's it
Cranking
about?
through it. So this one is the same dude who wrote The Martian, Andy Weir.
Oh yeah, the it's like Passengers kind of.
Yeah, so far it is very reminiscent. I feel like because the only book I had read before from him was The Martian, and it's a similar formula where it's kind of like a sarcastic, yeah, like really smart, witty fucking main character who's just, like has the absolute worst luck ever. Like the dude you'd never want to travel with, like Tom Hanks in all of his movies, because shit always goes sideways for him. It's like your hopes get so like worked up. You're like, oh, this poor bastard needed this, and then like everything's just thrown on its head, and you're like, well, fuck. So last time I talked about it, I wasn't very far into it, and dude man woke up on a ship, not even knowing his own name, and so far it's told halfway through present time, and every time he falls asleep, he remembers like events as to why he's there. And I'm gonna go into spoilers if nobody gives a fuck.
alright.
Counting down the gives
Yeah.
a fuck meter. You're good.
Spoiler warning, spoiler warning. Okay, here I go. So they find out why he's there. He's there.
Spoiling it.
He's there basically to save the world. So what they discovered was that there is like an algae that grows in outer space, right? And there's so much, and it likes like stars. It likes to hang out around stars because it's where they get so much energy, and they infect like star systems because what they do. It's like algae in a fucking pond, you know. It likes the sunlight.
Because, you know, science.
Anyways, so they call it astrophage, and basically every star system closest to ours has been infected with it except for one. And the problem with that is that there's so much that goes around like the star that like it blocks sunlight. It's like climate change to the umpteenth fucking level. Like it'll cause an ice age on Earth
God.
and
Like the day
like
after
kill
tomorrow?
everyone. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they employ a team of people to go to the star system that's not being infected. So they found that every star system around ours, except for one, has been infected. So, but the closest like that star system is like 12 light years from here. It is a one-way fucking trip. Like whoever goes will die out there because there's no way they can get back.
Nice.
And the algae they discovered they can actually use as fuel because science reasons. When you actually listen to it, I promise it makes sense. It sounds fucking ridiculous. When you listen to it, it makes sense, and I'm just too stupid to retell it. So, but they make a ship, and it's like 12 light years to get to that star system, which is about 5 years traveling. 5 fucking years, and there's no way they would ever be able to get back because they need to be put into comas just to get there, pretty much. And his 2 other people on the ship are dead. They did not survive the coma. And this is the nuttiest part: is he wakes up, and only after a couple days there, another ship just rolls up on him.
What?
God.
Yes, another ship, also there to find out why that star system is not infected. And he meets an alien. Not like what you would think of, like little green dude. The closest
Human.
representation, it's almost like a small little dog-sized arachnid from like Starship Troopers.
Eh.
Yeah, but he's actually really cool. the main character names him Rocky.
I was gonna say his name should be like Morph or some shit.
No, he names him Rocky, and through very complicated series of events, they end up being able to communicate. So like he makes it's described as like whale sounds. That's how Rocky communicates.
Honestly, like
And
knowing his name is Rocky, I imagine it would take time to communicate with Adrian.
Okay, so that actually gets brought up. So because he basically ends up writing like a program that can it's fucking complicated, okay? But basically in the end, after a long time of working with each other, they have a translator set up, basically like a Stephen Hawking style, like what do you do, like that.
Like a
And he
speak and
speaks,
spell.
yeah, but he speaks really fucking broken English,
Let me
and
hear what.
his vocabulary is ever expanding, and they basically end up having to work together to
Show me what you got.
to save their own respective stars. But it comes up when like Rocky mentions like that he has a mate at home, but like it's not going to translate into regular English. Like their words have no meaning in our language. And the dude was like, you know what? I'm just going to call her Adrian.
That's funny.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Yeah, and the way he described the biology of Rocky, because they study each other pretty much, is really, really fucking cool. I dig it. I dig the shit out of it. I've only got a couple more hours left to listen to. They're just about done.
This seems like movie material to me.
Dude, it is. It is so fucking is. It. Oh my god. I would love to see that.
You know, like the concept of it sounds really cool. I think people would make the connection to Passengers. You know, if they made a trailer, they'd be like, "Oh, this just looks like Passengers." But I think once they get like that second trailer where they start to show off more, it'd be like, "Okay, this is not fucking Passengers."
Yeah, and the more flashback sequences that go like back to the events leading up to getting on it is slowly like kind of more and more malicious by the people in charge of the project. In the end, basically, I was like, this dude, like, he has a lot to live for. I don't know why he would get on the ship. In the end, he didn't volunteer. He was kind of forced. And he doesn't remember all that shit because they planned on his crew being alive. So they, like, purposely, like, used CIA drugs to give him amnesia so he wouldn't
What
remember that he was forced to get
God?
on. Yeah, it
What
was kind of
the
fucked up.
fuck?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I almost teared up a little bit when it was like, hey, here's the deal, like because basically the primary and secondary crews both ended up being killed in a terrorist attack to try to stop the it was like a doomsday cult,
Okay.
and they were like, hey, you're the next best bet. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I don't want to die. There's all these other people, and they're like, well, we weren't asking.
Oh, you don't want
You're
to? Get on the ship.
you're getting on that fucking spaceship. They literally sedated him and pumped him full of drugs, put him in a coma, and then he fucking woke up 12 light years from Earth with his
See,
crewmates dead.
here's what wait a minute. Oh yeah, I forgot you told us they were dead. I was about to say, like, I thought they were just like in stasis or some shit.
They were, but they did not survive the stasis.
Oh, okay. So essentially, how is he saving the planet? If the planet is going to go through like this doomsday scenario because it's going to go through another ice age, like,
Because it's projected to happen within 30 years.
so how long has he been in space?
5. And
Five
you may be
years?
wondering, how is he going to get that information back to Earth? How is he going to blah, 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 blah. Like, so they invented, like, specialized, it's almost like a drone that runs on the same, like, astrophage fuel, and it carries like fucking 10 terabytes of information with like sample trays and like little everything, and it can accelerate almost up to the speed of light. So they can get out there in 5 years, find out whatever they need to find out, and then send those little probes back to Earth within like 3 or 4 years.
I mean, if you ask me, I think a better idea would be to just like make like a daisy chain of satellites and just communicate via that.
No, I feel like this was pretty good.
Because I mean, if
Think
it's
about
traveling,
how many problems the daisy chain could run into.
yeah, very true,
Yeah,
very
that's
true.
the thing.
That's assuming the daisy chain is going to stay in the exact same position the entire 5 years.
I'm leaving out a lot. May seem like plot holes, but like everything is explained pretty well.
So
let's just go read it.
If this drone thing can travel at the speed of light, right?
Just
Wouldn't-
on this. Yeah.
So it would get like let's say how many years on the ship does he have until he gets to this new planet?
It's just he's like in the star system. He just needs to find out why that star system is not being affected by basically this parasitic algae that lives in space.
So then when he finds out, he can beam the information back via drone, and they'll find out and be like, all right, sweet, we're going to send everybody your way.
No.
It's like they'll have a solution. So what the solution ended up being, why it's not affecting that system, is basically because on one of the worlds on that star system, there is like basically a natural predator to this algae. It's like another microorganism that eats it. So that's why
it's a space snail.
Basically, it's another microorganism, and they're like, okay, fucking cool. We're just gonna breed the shit out of it, and then put all that information on a hard drive and send it back to Earth, and they'll be able to breed their own like astrophage eating algae. So that's the plan right now, and they're working out a bunch of other shit right now. There's only a few hours left. I don't think I have much further to go. So
I'm waiting for it to all just come right back and bite them in the ass where they realize that the algae does fight it off, but it also causes ball cancer or something.
That's what I was just thinking.
Turbo AIDS.
You have super AIDS.
Giga AIDS.
So once I'm done with that, I'm probably going to start Metro 2033. The only person I know here that would be interested in that is Connor. Connor, have you read it yet?
Oh, it's a book. I thought it was a game.
Yeah, it was a book first.
Have you played the Metro games?
Fuck yeah, I love the Metro games.
When you get your internet, are you going to be playing the Metro games again?
Do what?
When you get your Starlink, are you going to play the Metro games again?
Maybe. The first one is... I don't think the first one is aged too well, to be honest.
Well, yeah, not the first one, but like one of the more recent ones.
The second one was really good, and Exodus was fucking 10 out of 10. That was like S tier right there. That was like one of the hardest fucking games I've ever played because I'm a masochist and I play everything on like retarded difficulty.
Somebody hasn't played Dark Souls.
Well, that's just because I think it's overrated and it's not that great, and I said it, and that's gonna piss
How
off a lot of people.
Fucking dare you!
Shut
that
up.
game is great.
It's really not.
You don't like it because you're not good at it, Brian.
I beat the first boss.
Yeah, I beat all the bosses in the first game.
You sound like 9 out of 10 Redditors on the planet right now. You just don't like it because you're bad at it.
Well, because they are.
Is anybody even good at it, though?
I mean, I've seen a lot of people...
It's not fucking difficult. It's just trial and error. You know what else is trial and error? Fucking Outlast. They don't
I
give you all
hate the
that.
combat in Dark Souls.
That too.
I just like it because the world is really cool and the lore is interesting.
I'll give it that. It's excellent lore and it's definitely spooky. I do like that. But I do
Like,
think
I mean,
it's definitely overrated.
Dark Souls 3 had like one of those really cool images for like the final boss fight where like you I'm not sure how the lore works in the third game. I haven't really done a lot of research, but I'm going to assume what happens is you jump forward in time to fight the final boss of the game to like relink the fire and start the world again. But when you turn around, you literally see the city that you've been walking through for like most of the game just looking like it's going to fall over on top of you via like Inception style. And it just looks really fucking cool.
I mean, yeah. I get the world design and everything. It's totally fucking awesome. But as far as like gameplay, and it's like, oh, you just don't like it because you're bad. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just not that fucking great. Never got into it. I don't know what to tell you.
Like Dark Souls 2 is not good. I will say that for certain. I did not like 2.
I
But I
didn't
like
even
the
play any other. I played some of the first one, and I was like, it's okay.
I liked the remaster of the first game and the third game. Bloodborne was pretty interesting, but I never played it all the way through.
And you know what? I'm sure there are people out there with the same opinion I have on that game. Then they have the same opinion on fucking Metro games. Like, oh, it's cool. It's not great.
I didn't get into Metro simply because I'm a little bitch, and that game just looks spooky.
Definitely a sphincter squeezer for sure.
Yeah, it's a horror.
Yeah, there are certain parts where it's just like fucking ammo is the most terrifying part. Where it's like there's a bunch of spooky shit up ahead, and you've combed through everything, and you're like, okay, I have 15 rounds in my rifle. I have 4 shots left in a handgun, and then I basically have melee.
You're like, maybe there's nothing
Yeah,
up ahead because I'm pretty sure they would have given me ammo to fight whatever's coming up, and then you like take one step and you share that. You're like,
nope.
oh.
and you can fuck yourself too. So there are periods of the game where you're like on the surface, and every so often you need to change your gas mask filter or it will kill you. Yo, if you if you don't have enough and you don't figure out your shit up there, you will just straight up be stuck up there and die and die and die, and you need to like restart the level.
No.
Yeah, that happened to me.
See, like you know what? You know what would make a really cool horror game is if they made this. You know Gage. You've read a lot of Stephen King. If they made like a Stephen King game of The Mist.
That'd be neat.
Because
Yeah, I
like
can go ahead.
watching
That'd be cool.
watching them, it'd kind of be like Alan Wake in a way, but instead of like being like solely at night, it like takes place during night and day. But like there's certain things that are only out at night, and there's certain things that are only out in day.
I can see that. Like in a whole, because it is basically an extended universe. It's not like every book is in its own thing. Like the Stephen King is like all those books are like they're like a universe.
Dude, I would
So
fucking hate to live in that universe. Jesus Christ, you have killer clowns, you have fucking people who write books, and also fans of people who write books and keep them held captive and shit, and fucking monsters that come out of the mist.
yeah, yeah, pretty fucking horrible. Misery was just sad to read.
That was the one about
Carrie,
the fangirl, right?
yes, and he
Yeah.
actually wrote that because he went to some fucking convention. And some of the fans that he met there of his books freaked him out so fucking much that he went and wrote Misery. All it takes is one fucking Comic Con, and Stephen King was like, "This is horrifying."
See, like
No,
I will. God damn it.
fucking.
Okay.
So probably, I feel like I've been talking way too fucking long, and I forgot we
You
were
see
even
that? You
recording.
said that last episode.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I've talked too long.
Our viewers count on that. All 7 of them.
I feel like everybody's just like, God, shut up.
Oh,
You were saying that Carrie is one of the worst ones? Not like worst isn't bad, but worst isn't good.
It's slow. You have to be patient to get through it. If I wasn't listening to it and I wasn't like driving a truck all day at the time, I honestly might not have just finished it because it is kind of slow to get through. Um, the most horrifying, just wrong, makes you cry is probably Pet Cemetery. Like the movies have nothing on the book. The book is, oh my god, it is probably like just the worst thing I've ever read. that like wasn't a creepypasta, like a full-blown novel and everything. That he wrote that book to make you hurt. That was some bullshit.
It was just sad, or was it like scary and sad?
It was just all of the worst things, dude. It was fucking depressing and sad and absolutely horrifying. It's definitely something about the message is pretty much grief and accepting of loss. And the people in the book don't accept it because there's a way to, bring people back. Because you remember in the movie, it was just like they basically come back like a zombified murderer.
Yeah.
And that's like what all the animals and stuff were.
Yeah, I
It's
think,
not really
if I'm being honest, like the only scene in that movie that really creeped me out was when the kid came back. Because
Yeah.
the kid looked fucking terrifying.
Yeah, every time they bring back a person, they're always fucked up and eventually kill somebody. But like the animals, they're never really like that in the book. They're always just kind of different. Like they always stink. You can never make them clean. And they're not bad or mean. They're just fucking weird. They're just slow and dumb, and they just like stare off into the void all the time.
Stinky.
Stinky. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I just, I don't, I'm not a huge Stephen King movie or book reader.
Do you hate your life? Do you want to cry and feel like shit? Then I recommend you go read Pet Sematary.
I want to see the reactions. Everybody, like, I read this book and
And
I want to
I'm
kill
gonna go
myself.
Yeah.
In game.
Fuck.
I'm not gonna say a whole lot more on it, but best Stephen King book I ever read was Christine. 10 out of 10. It's just
That's
the
the
best.
car, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to
Yeah.
talk for 20 fucking minutes about Christine and how awesome it is.
What's our time, Matt?
We are
I'll
at an
say
hour
probably-
and 2 minutes.
Yep, and it's all my fault. Somebody else take over.
Does anybody else have any other subtopics to talk about, or should we just cut?
Cut.
Yeah, I've got nothing here.
All right.
Yes, yeah,
Well-
I forgot that Yanni was here. Next time, fucking just be like, shut up about your fucking nerd book. Next time,
Gage.
say that, okay?
Shut up
I don't
about
know, I
your
like
fucking
it.
books!
I like sci-fi.
All right,
Yeah,
well.
I'm horrible at retelling things. I'm like Michael Pena's character in Ant-Man, where he just like never gets to the fucking point.
So I was with my dad, right? And we were at this super cool club, and there was this chick, and she was like fine. And I was like, damn, she's super fine.
I feel like
What'd she say? She said yes. That's like 30 minutes of explaining the background and everything. Alrighty, so we've officially hit the ending of the 4th official episode of the GTM podcast. I would like to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank our 3 guests. One of them who has just his planet needed him, and now he's back. I'd like to thank our 3 guests, Mr. Mark, Connuh, and Mr. Gage, for joining us today to talk about whatever they were interested in. I can't really remember. My mind is a blank.
Yep. I
Anyway.
talked for 30 minutes straight and nobody stopped me.
I'm going to change this to the bookcast.
Okay, yeah, don't do that. Next time, just stop me. I've done it twice in a row.
Yeah, welcome to the hijacking podcast.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Next time, I'll keep it short and sweet.
If you want to hit us up on our website, you can check out all of our information about us. You can read up on each and every one of our little bios for me, Yanni, Matt, and Brian. You can also head on over to our guest page where you can see our guests on our previous podcast and the episodes in which they were on. Feel free to go over to our SoundCloud where you can listen to us on SoundCloud with just the audio, or head over to our YouTube channel where you can listen and watch us on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode of the GTM Book Podcast.
Boogity, 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 boogity.